Hi, I'm Rich Mayo and this is Mach 1 Games. This is going to be a short video explaining and giving some context to the videos that I've been doing recently. I've got a series of videos where I examine different topics in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and this isn't because I'm particularly interested in producing content about 5th edition specifically. What I want to do is I want to illustrate the concept of perspective and the types of gamers. What happens at a Dungeons & Dragons or a role-playing table is that people are going to come with a group of assumptions. And what we have is I'm trying to lay the case about the three perspectives that you can take in a role-playing scenario. You can take the perspective that the rules are a priori, that the rules come first, and everything else is derivative from that. You can take the perspective that the story is a priori, that it has dominance, and that everything should be explained in terms of the story that's unfolding. And the last way of looking at things is through the lens of the character. Things need to be sensible in the world as perceived by the character, the agent that the player is operating. And what this leads to is it leads to three types of justification. And this is the point of the video, is you can make justifications for anything. And I see this in the response to so many of my videos. Oh, if you make the following justification, and a justification is an excuse. It's a way of breaking your own rules and saying, you know what, it just works if I make this meaningless tweak. By making this non-substantial change to how we view things, then it all works out for me, and I preserve the thing that I find important, whether that's rules, story, or character. The problem with this lazy approach is that it puts your set of beliefs ahead of everybody else's. And a justification is simply ignoring facts that don't support your way of viewing or playing, and justifications have been used throughout history to excuse everything. And it is at its most extreme, it makes conversation impossible. It makes improvement impossible, because yes, you can always find a justification. You haven't stumbled onto some magical rhetorical technique. And sometimes people are surprised that their argument isn't more persuasive, because your argument you're using is based entirely on your premise, and that is not good argumentation. What we need to do is we need to understand that there are different aspects of this problem, this exciting thing that is a role-playing game. There are ways to improve it across the different dimensions, across the different pillars that we can experience. And these are the things that make a game better. These are the things that set up the difference between a cheesy, low-budget, crappy television show and a great television show or a great book or a wonderful things. It stands the test of time because it actually, from a whole, in totality, in toto, it hangs together and it has meaning, and it's not vapid and inert and simply supported by, oh, this is comfortable. And this is the thing that annoys me, is lazy thinkers become comfortable. They become comfortable in their perspective, and then they seek to reinforce their perspective by finding things that support it and make bad arguments to justify the shortcomings. Oh, this rule doesn't make sense. It breaks it here. I can just break it over here. Well, you have to pause and think, well, maybe maybe it doesn't bug you. Maybe you're looking at it from a limited point of view and it doesn't bug you, and that's not something that you've come for. Well, that's fine, but there are other experiences out there, and a great game, a great tabletop game, is actually so well hung together that these arguments are few and far between, that they've actually addressed this, and organically it's strong and hangs together. The rules are simple, the rules are straightforward, they have the ability to grow, they have the ability to shrink. That's what I've been working on, and that's the reason why I've been putting out these videos, is trying to show and underline what the challenges are with a Dungeons and Dragons system, and why we want to start breaking some of the molds. Why action doesn't work in Dungeons and Dragons, why their method of conceptualizing time is absolutely wrong, how some of their abstractions don't support immersive role-playing, and some of their pillars actually make it hard for the moderator to change the scope of time and to deliver to the players a wonderful visceral experience that has that magical quality that it actually meets the sniff test. And as I review it and as I look around, there's actually more that gets revealed, that it's actually works not just from your first perspective, but from another perspective. And just to flog this metaphor, when you start seeing something from more than one perspective, that's how you actually get three-dimensionality. That's how you get substance. So in a two-dimensional world, you can have one perspective. You can justify every single rule and find a way to make it work. So let me just give you an example. So if I'm a rules person and I'm encountering silvery barbs, I can justify why you can cast silvery barbs when you don't know whether or not something succeeded, by just saying, well, the person had a tell. And then the act of casting the spell sort of reverses time. So what you're doing is you're giving not complete, but just the bare minimum of an explanation that doesn't bear scrutiny, but you're giving an explanation to allow me to move forward and just let the rules do their thing. That's fine if everyone at the table is encountering this world through the rules. Not everyone at your table will be encountering the world through the rules. Or if they do, then you're missing out on having role players at your table. There are going to be times when you want to have a story-driven person at your table, or a character-driven person at your table. These are valuable people to have. It's also valuable to have the rules people at your table, the people who understand that it's a game and they keep everything rolling quickly, and that's fine. Conversely, a story person doesn't care about breaking a rule. Therefore, if they run into a problem where something wouldn't make sense in that environment, they would break the rule. I'm just going to grab my kitten here just so he doesn't mess with the camera. All right, they're going to break the rule in order to further the story or the character, because that's what would make sense in the moment. And that's extremely unpalatable to somebody who views things through the lens of the rules. That's unfair to them. So just as that's unfair to the rules person, it's also unfair to the story person to not have a good elimination between story, rules, and characters. That's it for this one. I've got a few more on the works. I've just been crazy busy with work, so I'd like to get out some more content. But everyone, please stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Okay. Say bye to Ryder. Yes, named after the character on Paw Patrol. You can tell him my grandpa. All right, bye, Internet. Bye, Ryder.